Hello guys, sorry about that. The intro doesn't want to load. We are having technical difficulties, so we are going to start cold. No intro. Sorry. Sometimes these things happen. It freaking stinks. Welcome to this Star Trek Prodigy Day edition of Strange New Pod. I am your fleet admiral and host, Julian Brown, alongside the best bridge crew this side of a subspace channel change. I'm sure that you might understand that reference because Prodigy has changed channels. It wasn't my best. I lost you guys again. Man. There we go. Sorry, I had you guys muted still. Everything gets messed up when I have technical difficulties, and it stinks. You guys actually are here now, I think. Can one of you talk?
Hello.
Hey, good. So, the best bridge crew this side of a subspace channel change. That's right. Captain Giraffe is here, ready to go. You had your Oogie Boogie hood on, but not.
Yeah, my Oogie, it's here. But I have technical difficulties also with the light, and I have to fix it before tonight because it's Halloween weekend, you know?
There it is.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It works. Kinda. I'm not sure.
It's getting there. It looks great, though. It looks absolutely great. Commander MC, you are here. Welcome. Good to have you. And as we can see, we have a cadet joining us. Cadet Cecily Brown, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi. It is good to have you. Are you excited to be on the show and talk some Star Trek Prodigy?
Yes.
Haha, yes. That's so exciting.
Definitely.
Good. Do you want me to take that off for you? Is it annoying you?
Yes.
We have a bracelet. We went to a fall festival today, and Cecily, I think something that Jankom would do, Cecily won the gold medal for her grade in a pie eating contest.
Nice.
Actually, it was for kindergarten, first, and second grade.
Well, there you go. Right? Very, very Jankom. I think he would win a pie eating contest for sure.
I've been banned from every costume contest at my work, so
I mean, I think that's
I can't compete.
I think that's
like,
fair, right?
Yeah. So maybe I should pick up pie eating contest.
Indeed. Listen, tonight it is technical difficulties. Barking dog. It's going to be one of those shows, guys. It is what it is. Tonight we talk Prodigy being picked up by Netflix. That's right. What the show means to us, what that pickup means to us. Plus, we look ahead to season 2 in 2024, and your wants, our wants, this cadet's wants, and also what we don't want. There's always things that we don't want after seeing the first season, second season of a show. So we're going to go through all that. Also, I had the absolute pleasure of sitting down with our friend and Prodigy executive producer and writer, Aaron Waltke. We had a great chat. That is also coming up. Guys, this is a bonus episode, so we're going to get right into it. We don't want to take too much of your time tonight. We also want to go watch some Star Trek Prodigy directly after this pod. We're going to go on the
and go
Discord.
to Halloween parties
and go
also.
to, Giraffe's going to go to, what, 3? You have 3 parties you're going to tonight?
I don't know. There's too many things.
There's too many
weekend.
things. That's right. We are going to set a course for Netflix, the streaming giant. Say what you will about them. Their young adult library is amazing, and as you'll hear Aaron talk about later, this was just a great home for them to land to. Obviously, there was the hope that it would happen, right? For this one, for us, for everybody in the chat tonight. Also, welcome, Collective. It's good to have you guys. Listen, I'm seeing the chat. Knock it off. Pineapple on pizza all the time.
Yes,
we've had this conversation. Cecily, pineapple on pizza.
I've never had it.
That's gonna change. That's gonna change. Oh man. Yeah. So there was the hope that would happen, but now it's found its new space dock at Netflix. I guess so. How did you feel when we got the news? What does Prodigy mean, or it coming back mean to you guys? And anybody who wants to go first can go first.
Well, I knew. How can I say that? I had like such hope. It never crossed my mind that it would not happen because I'm that kind of person. So for me, it was just a matter of time. The moment they had the plane follow with the Save Prodigy band, I was like, this show is gonna be picked up. There's
Yeah.
no way a Star Trek show would just like end up in oblivion. I didn't believe that at all. I mean, again, eternal optimist, right? But but I was very happy. I was ecstatic, not only because I really want to watch season 2, but also because I know so many people who work on that show. They're so dear to me, and I'm so happy that they didn't work for nothing. That's the important thing, that I'll be able to see their work. So yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, like the thing with Prodigy's always been like it would really suck if it got canceled after season 1. But the fact that they had season 2 like so close to being done, that if it hadn't been picked up somewhere, it would have been tragic. So like I figured like it had to go somewhere. And if it didn't, then it would have been just a knife to the heart. And honestly, I think it's turned out for the best. Because I've said this before, I don't think Paramount Plus is gonna, it's gonna take some hard lumps with all the streaming wars, and I think Netflix, for all of the trouble that it's in, is probably in a much better place. So, it might be that Prodigy is the only Star Trek series on at one point.
That would be ironic a little bit, right?
Netflix has also like the highest number of subscription, right? It's one of the biggest
Yeah.
streaming platform. So I know that a lot of people put their kid in front of Netflix because they have that kid platform basically, which is not the case with Paramount Plus. Like Paramount Plus, I know a lot of people bought Paramount Plus because they're Trekkies. I don't feel that's a streaming platform that has the pull that Netflix has. Also, Netflix is international. I know you can get Paramount abroad, but let's be honest. When I go abroad, I need to have a French Paramount Plus account to be able to.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
My Netflix account works everywhere. So anyway, I think that also it will bring finally more audience to the show, because I don't think Paramount marketed it and pushed it also to a lot of people who are not Trekkies to start with.
Yeah. Yeah. Cecily, you're kind of who we're talking about here. Like, you watch so much Netflix. I think every time I come home, you've started a new show. What are you watching right now? What the vampire show?
It's called I Woke Up a Vampire.
Yeah. So many like young adult kid shows on Netflix. How, like, what were you like when we told you that Netflix picked up Prodigy? Were you excited to hear that it was coming back?
Yes, I was so excited.
Why were you excited?
Because I get to watch Prodigy again.
That's the best answer there is. Absolutely. Yeah, for me, listen, like I think we were all like devastated when we heard the news about Paramount, and having to kind of dance around the subject with her and tell her like we're not sure it's coming back. We hope it is, stunk. So we were happy to be able to tell you, and we're happy that it's Netflix, and it's just great. Like, I love this show. We all love this show. We voted it our best series of 2022 last year. So that says a lot about Prodigy. I want to go to some of the we have a great crew in the chat tonight. Also, I do want to give a special shout out to one specific person in the chat tonight. That's Margot McConnell, who's in the chat. That's also, if you know, on Twitter, Captain Meg, who has been just the focal point of the Save Star Trek Prodigy campaign on Twitter. Like spreading the message, just doing all this amazing work to help get this show back. So a big shout out to you. I want to read her comment. I was shaking and crying in the break room at work. Just so happy. It's so good. It's so good to have this show back. So, should we get right into it? Should we get into some wants and don't wants? We also have the collective. You left us some mailbags that are going to be mixed into Cecily's wants and don't wants, MC's wants and don't wants, Giraffe's wants and don't wants, my wants and don't wants. Lots of them to go around. And if you thought of some more, and if you're in the chat and didn't get a mailbag in, put them in. We'll have Cecily maybe read a couple. We'll all read a few if they're in there. So let's do this. Wants and don't wants. Round 1. MC, you are up first. Your first want for Prodigy season 2.
Oh, my first want is I'd like more episodes focusing on Rock, Jankom, and Zero, because they are some of my favorite characters, especially Rock and Zero. And I felt like they did kind of take that secondary status, which, granted, that happens in every Star Trek series. You've always got the captain and the first officer who are focused on, but I'd like to see some more with them.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, you love Rock and who else did you say, MC? Sorry, I got distracted.
Jankom and Zero.
Yeah.
And I also have some choices. And I don't have some don't wants, but I have some wants.
Yeah, we're gonna get to them. We're gonna let Giraffe go first.
Same.
Go for it. What are your wants? What's your first
My
want,
wants?
Giraffe? Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna tell a little story. The day Prodigy was kicked out of Paramount, I was actually recording for Let's Make a Deal.
That's right.
So I was in full Prodigy costume. I was wearing my Enterprisian, and when you do this, you don't have your phone, especially for game shows, because you can't, have any way that you can cheat or whatever, or like record or stuff like this. So I didn't have my phone for like straight 5 hours. And when I got out, I picked up my phone and I had so many missed calls and so many text messages. And I was like, what is happening? And that's how I learned 5 hours after everybody that Prodigy got out of Paramount Plus while wearing a cosplay.
You were wearing your
From
Enterprisians.
Yeah, I was wearing my Enterprising. So
Which then appeared on Paramount Plus.
Which did appear on CBS. So my first want, and I know kinda like I've been hinted that I may get my want, is see more of the incredible Solum fashion. I just love the intricacy of the Vauna cat
Yes.
cloak, sorry, and like all the heirloom, right? It's called.
Yeah.
So we know that most probably we're gonna see Solum, and I'm so excited to see this beautiful costume. And even if making animation costume is really a pain in the neck, I'm really looking forward to this. Yeah,
You're a glutton for punishment.
yeah. I tried to start I was starting the Romulan, Kasef, Commander Kasef from the season 1, and that's when it got out of air, and then I couldn't get like screenshots.
Reference?
Oh, that's right.
References.
Yeah. You could have asked me.
No, I asked.
I think you did. I actually did give
I
you
asked
some.
everybody, and there's actually a website where you can see like every single episode of Prodigy as like screenshots.
Oh.
So you can actually go for references there. And it's so complicated. Like this show is beautiful, but clothes are like impossible. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I wanna do a Valna Cat cosplay at one point.
I completely agree. Not about the cosplay, because I can't do that. I don't have the skills. I'm glad that you're doing it and not me. I can't wait to see more of Solomon and Von and see them in their prime, right? Because that's, I think, what we're gonna get with Gwyn when she goes over there. Chris in the chat goes, Julian's kid learning fast, skipping Giraffe. It's very true. Margot, also, I'm making a Valnicott cosplay and trying to get fiber optics into the wig and facial prosthetics so it'll glow.
Nice.
That's commitment. That is awesome. Cecily, your first want. What do you want from Prodigy season 2?
I really want like a new character or like a new enemy,
If it was a new enemy,
Oh,
yeah. What kind? Like what are you thinking? Like as far as a new enemy?
I'm just thinking like a new enemy. I don't really know. I don't know.
But you're kind of you're over the Diviner and Dreadnought. You want to change it up a bit.
Yeah, because they're always like the main bad guys. I think we need some more.
More bad guys.
Mhm.
Yes.
I like more bad guys.
Mhm.
Giraffe wants more Romulans. Do you like the Romulans?
It's a very, very Star Trek thing to have a new bad guy next season, you know?
I
Yeah.
mean, very true.
Yeah, it is very true. Actually, to go with that though, I think Cecily's onto something, because with this, with Prodigy season 2 going on Voyager A, and we have the Doctor and we have Janeway commanding that ship, I think that we could probably run into, they might not be brand new enemies, but some enemies from maybe Voyager that we haven't seen in a long time.
Just not the Borg, please.
No,
I'm
just not the.
done.
We're
Not
actually
the
good.
Borg.
We have a lot of mailbag about that. We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no more Borg.
So you do have a don't want.
Yeah, there's a don't want right there.
Okay, but I would say that the Borgs in Prodigy were phenomenal. They were gorgeous.
They
And
were.
that's
It was
true.
fantastic. I love the hammerhead Borg
Mm-hmm.
that they did. I really just want to see, and I know other people are going to talk about this too, but I do, at the risk of like not getting nostalgia heavy, I want to see some familiar Voyager faces. If we're going on board Voyager and we already have Janeway and the Doctor, I would love to see, we've already seen him in Lower Decks. I want to see some Tom Paris. I'd love to see some B'Elanna. I don't know.
What about Harry? Poor
Well, I think
dumb
Harry. I think Garrett Wang already said that he's gonna be a part of it, but I also know that he's showing up in Defiant in the comics.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I don't know if that's gonna happen, but yeah, I want more Voyager crew, and I want to see how they interact
Neelix.
with the kids. Oh God, no, please no. And you know what's gonna happen? That's a don't want right there. We don't, Neelix, let him be happy with his colony of
I
Tuvok
want
students.
Tuvok, and we saw Tuvok. Like I'm convinced it was Tuvok in the background.
Yeah.
Like I will die on that hill.
All right.
yeah.
We have our first collective want. And Cecily, can you read this?
Yes. Dedicate want. My main want for season 2 is appearances from the rest of the Voyager cast, along with other characters from the TNG era.
And that's from Jedi Cat.
Flawless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flawless.
Great job, by the
She's
way.
gonna replace you.
She is going to replace me one
Yeah.
day. Don't get too comfortable in the chair.
So having characters from the TNG era, I'm okay with, but I don't know if I want specifically TNG characters because I feel we've gotten a lot of them. But DS9 characters, bring them on.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. Chris asks, what if we get Tuvok and Neelix together?
Take that back.
Like combined as one.
No,
Take that back.
Am I fired?
you might be fired if you're not allowed to say the word.
I didn't.
I think
Okay, joke aside, I really want one day to do an episode on Tuvix, because I think there's a lot of very interesting things to discuss on this episode. Not only like is she right, is she wrong, but like the idea of self, the
Right.
idea of duality, the idea of otherness. There's like a lot of very interesting things to discuss. Like seriously on that episode.
Yeah.
One day.
True. We have a few more rounds to go, but we are actually going to take a brief break, and when we come back, you guys are going to get the interview. I got to sit down with Aaron. We had just a wonderful chat about Netflix picking Prodigy up for season 2, some memories from season 1, and just a bunch of other fun stuff, including a question from one of our executive producers, Chris, who's in the chat right now. He got a question in there. So I'm going to share my screen. Host disabled participant screen sharing. Giraffe, you need to make me host again.
The power.
The power.
The power. Okay.
Can't you
What
gotta
about
love
this?
when
Does
this.
that work? No.
I
Let
don't
me
know.
do it. All right, let me try again. Make host. Change host.
There we go. I'm the host. I'm back in control. I'm in the captain's chair. All right, here we go. Here we go. And MC, you guys are already way ahead of me. You muted your mics. I'm going to do the same. So here is my sit down with Aaron Waltke. Welcome back to the show, everyone, and just absolutely delighted to be joined by Star Trek Prodigy writer, executive producer, and our dear friend, Aaron Waltke. Welcome back to the show. It is so good to have you, especially under these amazing circumstances.
Sure, live logs and proper.
Yeah, can I do it? Can I do it properly? Is that it? No,
that's pretty close.
My fingers.
Yeah, it's the closest thing I've done to creating a meme. Is that I think?
Oh yeah, it's so good. Listen, I'm just gonna get right to the point. Congrats on the Netflix pickup. We've all just been anxiously waiting, getting the news. I think it was last week. Time flies, or the week before. It was just like we were just so freaking excited. How does it? Yeah, like how does it feel to finally have a home, right? And how much like did the fans like actually play a part of that?
Well, I mean, I can first of all, I will say that the whole team is equally ecstatic. You know, I think we did have hope, as you should, as a Star Trek fan, that we would find a new home and a good one. And Netflix, for a number of reasons, is one of the best, if not the best, home for like YA action adventure animation out there. You know, they've had so many shows that have done extraordinarily well for them in that genre that they have a really hungry audience for that. You know, like Dragon Prince or Tales of Arcadia, which the Hagemans and myself worked on, or Avatar: The Last Airbender did insanely well there. And they all, you know, were very supported by Netflix. And, you know, it's been, it would, like when we first started this, we kind of tallied Netflix as like our number one hope. And sure enough, they saw the potential in the show too. So we're beyond excited. And, you know, as Alex Kurtzman and the Hagemans have said, you know, the fans do play a part in very real terms, you know, viewership, engagement, and you know, people showing their support online and then buying the Blu-rays, like all of that accumulated picture of like, oh, there is an audience here that only has room to grow. And that's exactly what I think Netflix is looking for, you know. And they have a massive global audience, you know, much larger than I think any other streamer out there. And so the opportunity to bring the show to so many new fans that may have not even seen it before, and the opportunity for existing fans to rewatch the first season and finally see season 2, it's a dream come true.
Yeah, I was talking to you. You know, we text every now and then, and I briefly chatted with Dan and Kevin. Just like, you know, there was some concern, like right from the fans about it being on Netflix, because Netflix sometimes, you know, there's a lot of shows on there that one and done. But just like from, you know, what you've said and what Dan and Kevin said, and just like you said, from the young adult point of view, they have so many successful shows. So, you know, like one of the first shows I ever watched with Cecily was on Netflix, and that was She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, right? Like it was an amazing series, and that went on I think 5 seasons. So
yeah, and Indy Stevenson was a coworker of mine. They were making that show at the same time as Tales of Arcadia.
That's funny.
You know, and that was when we were all working at DreamWorks at the time, and yeah, like Netflix has an audience for that content, and we're very excited.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, and just one more time, like, you know, I every time I walk in on my kid watching something, or both of them, it's always on Netflix. Like the library that they have for kids shows,
it's deep.
It's really deep. So while all this has been happening, and we were talking off mic before we started recording, you and your wife welcomed a beautiful daughter. Congrats. By
Thank
the
you.
way, we have been sharing some dad stories. Do you look at Prodigy like any different now that you have a kid? Like when you were writing the season, maybe like expecting a kid, like did you think about that as you were working on it, and possibly beyond season 2 if you guys are lucky to get something like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's perhaps cliche to say that when you become a parent that your kind of worldview shifts and stuff, and I think it was sort of a gradual thing for me of that, because intellectually the sort of responsibility of bringing this franchise that we all love so much to the next generation of fans was certainly kind of hanging over my head of just like, gosh, I hope I provide something for future generations that was worthy of the Star Trek name. But I think having a child, especially, and you know, the Hageman brothers sent me some Starfleet onesies that I got to put her in. And I think it was just that idea of like, oh, if I play my cards right, you know, she I can't push too hard, but I can have it on in the background and maybe she'll want to watch it, you know, like. But I think I've heard from so many fans, like yourself included, who finally had a show that they could watch with their family, and everybody could enjoy it together. And I've heard from a lot of people that have tried to get their kids into Star Trek, and ours was the first one that finally kind of hooked them a little bit. And then they were like, "Well, who's Janeway?" And like, "Well, I could show you a blink of an eye, and we'll talk about it." But yeah, I mean, it does change her perspective a little bit, and I really can't wait for her to be old enough to have screen time that I can show her, you know, this show, because I think it is a chance for people, for kids and adults to kind of experience something together and share that bond, the same way that when I was growing up, you know, it was perhaps slimmer pickings of those types of shows, but I, you know, watching Star Trek with my dad, that was a chance we had to bond. And obviously it really instilled something in me.
I think I've told you this before. I thought for Cecily, like, that Prodigy would be a gateway to her wanting to watch Voyager, and we tried Voyager, so like, but she actually ended up watching most of season 2 of Strange New Worlds with us. And I came home from Comic-Con to just this crazy surprise without any knowledge from either my wife or I came home to my daughter having done a Chapel costume for Halloween. She's being Chapel this year. So I got to take the win there. I'm like, it worked. She chose Star Trek for Halloween. So.
and that's the beautiful thing, I think, about Star Trek, and I guess our show too, is like, you know, there's sort of a window for everybody, and everybody kind of has their favorite, their intro series and their favorite series, and sometimes those are the same series, but because the franchise is so massive, you know, I think there really is something for everybody. And you know, that's what I love about it, is that, you know, it's really hard for somebody to say, I don't like Star Trek. I was like, well, what Star Trek are you talking about? You know, do you want comedy episodes? You want action? You want cerebral? It's got all of it. It's great.
I saw someone who made a really cross comment in a group earlier today. It was like, a musical episode, like who asked for this? And I'm like, there's literally hundreds of other episodes of Star Trek that could be your jam. A musical's other people's jams. Like you just said, like, there's Star Trek for everyone. We don't need to attack each other's likes, right?
I mean, that's my personal philosophy, is it's like, if it contains multitudes, and like, if you don't like one episode, literally just the next episode could be anything. And I, you know, some of my friends and I always say is like, bonkers Trek is the best Trek, in that every time you watch an episode, it could almost literally anything could happen. And that's so exciting to have a franchise that can contain that kind of, you know, blank canvas, because almost like Doctor Who, like you know, it does kind of have, it's this open doorway to your imagination, and hopefully, you know, scientific curiosity and empathy, and you know, like our humanity, really, and as widespread as that is. And so that's why, like, I personally love it when I start an episode and I'm like, how the hell are they going to explain this? You know, the 37s is not like a perfect episode, but I will say, finding an old Studebaker floating in space broadcast, I'm like, hell yeah. Injected into my veins. I love that stuff.
Whenever someone says like bonkers Trek or crazy Trek, I just immediately go right to Masks from TNG. That's bonkers.
And it's, again, another example of not a perfect episode, but when I think of TNG, there's like 10 images that immediately pop into my head, and one of them is like them with the masks and like Data with it's all it's there, man.
Yeah, it sure is.
Bold swings.
Yes, yes. So you've gotten to right now in different capacities for 2 seasons of Prodigy. I guess what has been the most rewarding aspect of doing that, whether that's a character or, you know, a certain theme that you guys are going for?
I would say the most rewarding aspect of working on the show has been the people that I've got to make the show with, and the people I've met after the show came out that you know, appreciated what we were doing with the series, and kind of, you know, gratefully embraced us in the Star Trek community as thoroughly as they have. You know, I still have a very fond memories of the first 3 weeks of the show where, you know, we had sort of a premise and we had a pilot, which, you know, the pilot leaves open a lot of possibilities of where the series could go. And those first few weeks, as we were kind of like just talking out of as a room of like, what is this show at its core? Where is it going? What's the plot? Who are the characters and those their character arcs? And we really got to kind of dig in and have a very hands-on approach in defining what the series was and would be and become, you know, finding the mysteries, inventing new alien races, you know, which is, gosh, that, you know, talk about a bucket list thing to invent a not just a one-off alien race, which we did on the show as well, but to one that will actually stick around, you know, in the Star Trek universe is was really fun because we got to kind of reverse engineer in a way, you know, how did they come up with the other Star Trek races, you know, and then, you know, they often have sort of a social defining characteristic, and then you have characters that break those molds. But, you know, it was really fun kind of breaking down like what would be an interesting archetype that maybe we haven't quite seen before, and expanding that and the excitement and dangers, I guess, of exposing them to Starfleet, and that was really fun. And you know, there are a number of really huge Star Trek fans on the series that I got to really bond over with that, and we were all just like, wow, we actually finally get to take our headcanons of what happened after Nemesis and start to kind of put them into motion, you know, and it's been such a joy, I think, getting to know folks like you,
I appreciate that.
And all of the, you know, the Trek community out there that have been sort of keeping the fires of Gondor lit.
Yes.
And it's been I'm not used to tweeting something and then it's showing up as 5 different articles, but it's fun. And you know, the fact that our fan community is so engaged is something I truly treasure and cherish.
It's so funny that you said that, you know, you guys got to finally, you know, put to paper all your headcanons post Nemesis. I think as Star Trek fans, I don't know if you're going to find many Star Trek fans who don't have a headcanon post Nemesis. So that's awesome. And now obviously we're seeing it in so many different ways. It's awesome. This kind of goes along with that question. One of the things that we're doing for this episode is our wants and don't wants for season 2, but I'm sure in the writer's room, you guys have that too. I know you guys can't go into spoilery details, but when season 1 wrapped, were there certain things that you guys knew you wanted to do for season 2 and things that you didn't want to do for season 2? And without going into detail, is there anything that you can share about that?
Yeah, I mean, you can see in the especially the last few episodes of season 1, there are things that you know, because we kind of talked about every iteration of the structure of like, you know, if we have this runway of at least 2 seasons, you know, what would feel right to unfold now and then save for the second season. You know, because first and foremost, it is the story of our young, you know, would-be cadets or cadets in training, and they, you know, their story kind of is the most important of someone kind of coming outsiders looking in and be able to join this sort of idealized, utopia in the making. And but there obviously, when you bring in legacy characters and you have backstory that you only scratch the surface of, I think that the first season in some ways is sort of a training ground for them to tackle those in the second season. Obviously, we had a very telling call to adventure at the end, where you find out that sort of the temporal rift that the explosion of the Protostar created, an unstable kind of anomaly wormhole type thing, to approximately the same where Chakotay is stranded in an alternate timeline, an alternate future on Solum. And so that is something that obviously they're going to be resolving, as we sort of showed in our season 2 spoiler clip. Yes. But I think there's a lot of character stuff, even unresolved, from Voyager that those fans will appreciate. But then there's also unresolved personal storylines like Gwyn and Solum, and knowing that her people are still, poised on the edge of a razor of, if this first contact is not handled properly, could very well repeat the civil war that caused their destruction. And so in a strange way, she is the only one now in the universe that actually has the foreknowledge and the experience to try to prevent that. But how is going to be easier said than done. And then I think even though our kids kind of did a lot of growing up in season 1, I think truly molding them into Starfleet material, not just worthy of Starfleet Academy, but actually like being proper officers one day, I think they still have room to grow. And that was something that was very exciting for us, because with the exception, you catch little glimpses of it, like Nog's storyline and Deep Space Nine, or even like what Lower Decks has been doing with the ensigns slowly, after season 4, finally getting a promotion. But I think seeing that whole journey of somebody outside of Starfleet finding their way to it, kind of shaping Starfleet while it shapes them, and then slowly, kind of self-actualizing and becoming their best selves in that sort of in that environment. I think that's a story that we have not seen told beginning to end, and I think we would love to just keep following these kids however we could as they become, the crew that they can be.
I think we all want that, right? Like we want to see that story told. Yeah, awesome. And listen, this is now where I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna give some love to one of our fellow podcasts, Open Pike. When they have a guest, they ask if they could say one spoilery word that doesn't give anything away for the upcoming season. What would that word be?
Oh gosh, a spoilery.
I'm putting you on the spot. Yeah.
Let me let me think about this for a second. Unravel.
I like it. Okay. It'll do. I like it. Listen, Aaron, I really appreciate you giving some of your time to the pod. We always love having you on. Before I let you go, is there anything else that you'd like to say? We'll have our chat up during the show to the fans, and just anything else. Where can people find you? Things like that.
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you to the fans. Obviously, the campaign to save the show touched us all deeply and did help us campaign to save the show in very real terms. The fact that the Blu-rays and DVDs literally cracked the top 20 of all Blu-rays is crazy.
Awesome.
And I think we were the only other TV show besides Loki that did that. And so we're deeply grateful for that. And also just putting together a Star Trek day, a Star Trek Prodigy day, just to celebrate our show in particular, means a lot to us, because I think we when we started making this show all those years ago now, 4 years ago almost, it was something that we dreamed of, that one day we would have such an engaged and excited fan base that would be that would want to celebrate this particular corner of the Star Trek world as much as as we loved making it. So thank you for that. I absolutely cannot wait to check out all the fan art and podcasts and everything else that folks are putting together. It truly means a lot. And you can find the Star Trek Prodigy writers room at, I believe it's at Trek Prodigy Room.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can find the Hakeman brothers on Twitter, and I'm on pretty much all the social medias as at Good Aaron, GOODAARON. And just keep an eye out for more updates on when Star Trek Prodigy is going to be dropping. I believe it's been announced that season 1 will be available to stream in its entirety by the end of 2023. So once that drops, definitely give that a binge watch to kind of refresh yourself. And then 2024 season 2 is coming, and so keep your ears open for updates on the exact time and place, because especially on Netflix, views are everything. So if you want to support Prodigy as soon as it drops, within the first few weeks, tell a friend, watch everything, have watch parties, and that will help our show. So thanks again, and live logs and proper.
I'm gonna try it again. Live logs and proper. I'm never gonna be able to do it.
That's
properly.
actually not bad. That's very close.
My pinky wants to go backwards. It's so weird.
Right. Well, you're almost doing like the devil horns. That's how I do it. It's like, just imagine it's devil horns, but just lift up your fingers.
I'm gonna have to train him to do it.
That's pretty close. You're doing it.
Yeah, there we go. Yes.
There it is.
Oh man, Aaron Waltke, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again so much. We are gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have more wants and don't wants from us, from you, from all around. Stick around. We'll be right back. Hello. We are back. My Safari menu's up there, so I'm just getting rid of that. Real quick, just want to give a quick shout out to Aaron. Kind of making that happen at the last minute. We weren't sure if he was going to be able to sit down with me or just pre-record something for us. So awesome to be able to get to sit down with him for 20 minutes and chat about Prodigy and this pickup. He's a great friend, and he's someone that we always just love talking to. Let's spend a minute. You just do it effortlessly.
You do it. I have to position my fingers.
Do it. I know you can do it. Yeah. No, you were doing it before. You were doing it before.
Yeah.
Oh, there. See, you're doing it. Yeah.
It's hard to see, but I can do it.
Yeah. There you go. You got
Does
yeah.
everybody see?
Boom. I could do that like in my sleep.
I find the only way I can do it is by tilting my fingers a little bit forward. Kind of like how Quinto does the live long and prosper.
Because he does it like kind of like that, right?
Yeah, he kind of
like that.
Yeah, that's how I could do that one. Yeah.
Let's spend 1 minute talking about that. I had to take a little what is it? Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery from Open Pike. Their one spoiler word, and Aaron said unravel. What do we think about that?
Unravel the mystery of what happened.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think when it comes
how they got there and who they are and all this. I take it positively. I don't want unravel like crazy.
Yeah. See, I went to the other end where it's just like, that's a very dangerous word to use when you're dealing with time travel.
That's exactly where I went to. Yeah. Cecily, any thoughts on unravel?
I don't know.
Do you know what it means?
Do you know what unravel means?
I don't know.
See the teacher right away?
To take apart, and unspin. Like when we have to unravel your crazy hair sometimes. Yeah.
Like when you unravel off a roll-up.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Wayner in the chat says unraveling DNA. We know that Dahl has all this different DNA in him.
Yeah,
I'm done with DNA stories in Star Trek.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
I don't disagree. I'm with MC.
They did a very beautiful one about Dahl. It's okay. Let's move on.
Yeah. I like time travel. I think it has
Yeah.
something to do with the rift. Yeah. You were gonna say something? No.
No,
you're
I
good.
wasn't.
You're just thinking hard about it now. We have to put your badge back on.
Yes, it fell
Cadets
off.
have to have their
It
badges.
fell
There we go.
off. Okay.
So before we go any further, real quick, we're doing two surprise giveaways on the show tonight. MC and Giraffe don't even know. Well, MC is because she got me the list of people in the chat. We're giving away our first prize, or it's our second prize actually. Our second prize tonight, a Protostar badge from Fansets. It's the one that Cecily is wearing right now.
And me too.
Here's a close
And Giraffe. Giraffe is wearing it too, though. It kind of melds into your shirt a little bit.
All gold.
It's all gold. And our winner of our second prize tonight is, can you read that name?
Yep. Margot
Yep.
McConnell?
Yeah. Say it into the mic.
Margot McConnell.
Congrats, Margot McConnell. You are our second place winner. You win a Protostar badge. Yay.
Woo!
Congrats.
Go, Margot.
Congrats. Good job,
Go
kiddo.
Margot.
We will have one
Listen,
more.
I want Cecily as a co-host.
I want to be
She's
on
way funnier than most of
everyone.
us. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I want to be on everyone.
Margot, just DM us on Twitter your details, and we'll get that out to you. Okay. Giraffe, what were
I
you gonna
want to
say?
know if Cecily read the outline.
Cecily, did you read tonight's outline for the pod?
She read parts of it.
Let me know. I know that face.
don't
That's the same one I have when
remember.
you ask me.
That's a no. That's a hard no.
I don't remember.
That's a hard no. Oh, we
You
will.
can come. You can be the next co-host.
Yeah.
I'm cool with this.
Crisco's the true admiral of the
Yes.
Brown House. You're not wrong. Let's get into round 2 of our wants and don't wants. And Giraffe, you're up first this time with a want.
Another
want. Well, yeah, because we ended. Oh no, you know what? I had Hawk on here originally, so it's a little messed up. No, give us a don't want.
I don't want. Okay, I don't want a love story except Janeway and Chakotay. I'm done with that end kiss with. I'm sorry, Cecily. I'm sorry about this, but that end with Dahl and Gwyn, nah. I'm
with
it was
Giraffe.
icky. It was
Yeah.
icky. It was weird. I don't want to see kids kiss. I'm good. I'm good. Bring on the adults, though. I want that Jesse ship
Yeah, well-
all day long. Come on, we're overdue. But the kids,
It feels like Aaron was kind of hinting at JC because it's like backstory between characters. It's like, oh yeah, come on.
oh
There's
yeah. But
JC.
I mean, at Star Trek Las Vegas, when everybody was very drunk, we got a lot of hints for Jesse's stories. So let's see. But yeah, no. I think it's just weird.
I think.
And also, I'm gonna add that I think that I grew up in a world that fed me a lot of relationship stories between kid characters when I was a kid, and making me feel like that was the only thing I had to do in life. And I think Star Trek Prodigy had all these other stories about self-discovery, about science, about friendship, about mentorship, and so on, selflessness. And then they ended on a love story. I was like, you can be friends with your friends. It's fine.
It's
cool
true.
to be friends with your friends.
Cecily, I think you were hardcore agreeing with Giraffe there. What? You no romances? No. You don't want any love stuff?
No. Too much. It's too much. It's too much.
Julian's the one who's got the tear
Cecily,
running down his face.
We ship Janeway and Chakotay in this house.
We do.
Listen.
We do. It's true.
We
all
do.
ship. Yep. We all. Yeah. Yep. MC. See, now this gets complicated because MC did a. Oh no, you did want. Yeah. So a don't want from you too. MC, a don't want.
Any more of this, the whole fleet is connected nonsense. And this is blanket for all of Star Trek. Because, I mean, Prodigy did it last season, and so did every other Star Trek series. So no more. No more.
Picard, Strange New World, Lower Decks.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yes.
It's like how in the early 2000s the sky beam was in every single comic book movie. So
And every movie, just every.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. It didn't even need to be yeah. This is just going to be a round of don't wants, though. I guess my don't want will also kind of be a want. I don't want Jankom to be the comic relief for the entire season again. I don't want him to like play the idiot or play like the kind of the outsider. I'd really like to see Jankom grow. I'd also I'm assuming is it Dr. Ohm, the other Tellarite? I think it was Dr. Ohm.
Yeah, Dr. Ohm. Yeah.
I want to see some Tellarite, friends like be mean, but then maybe like create a bromance. Like let's have a Dr. Ohm Jankom team up episode. I want to see, and I so don't want comic relief, but get your feet off of my keyboard table, lady. I want to see Jankom grow, because y'all know how I felt about Jankom last season, and near the end he started to grow on me. So yes, give Jankom.
I mean, Jason Mantzoukas is like super funny, but I think he can handle range.
Yes, he absolutely can. Cecily, do you have another want or don't want?
I don't want the same bad guys.
Well, we talked about that. So that was last round.
That's your want also.
That's also your want. Yeah,
I
fair.
don't want the same bad guys. I want different bad guys.
But were they really bad guys?
They weren't.
Like,
we don't know that they were bad guys.
I kind of understand them. Like I don't totally disagree. I disagree with the method, but I don't disagree with the drive of the action,
Don't
like the
want
reason.
The same bad guys.
Fair.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. It's Dr. Margot's correcting us. Dr. Noum, Noum. So, do you want to read Tara's don't want?
Okay.
Right here.
The Borg.
That's right, the Borg. We don't want the Borg in season 3. Is this true? Do we all not want the Borg in season 2?
No more Borg.
No, listen. We had like how many episodes about the Borgs this year? Like just this
Borg.
year alone.
I like the Borg.
You like the Borg?
Yeah, I like the Borg. I want them to stay.
Oh.
You want
think
them to
it's-
stay?
I think it's dangerous to have them. Like they did a good episode with them, like the splinter cell of Borg, but like this is a time period where it's like a rebuilding time for the Borg. Like they can't just be showing up willy-nilly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're under the Romulan farm also. Like that cube is gonna become the cube, right? We suppose.
I still like the Borg.
In Picard,
I
so
like the Borg.
Starfleet.
believe me, Cecily, if you like the Borg, there's enough Star Trek.
There's so much Star Trek I
There
can
is
show
a
you about
lot.
the Borg,
That's-
kiddo.
Yeah,
like
you
the
can spend a
Prodigy
whole
Borg.
year.
I don't like the other Borg. I like the Prodigy Borg. I just like the
Okay.
The kid knows what she
Prodigy
likes.
Borg.
Fair.
In the chat, Starfleet Sohail says, I feel like Prodigy had the coolest Borg, though. They were really
fair.
cool. They were really cool. Chris says, no more Borg. Bring on the Gorb,
I
the
don't even
secret
know what that
stepbrothers of the
means.
Borg.
Is that like a assimilated Gorn?
Maybe. All right. Don Ranger Power says, we have last seen the Borg in the series finale of Star Trek Picard. That's true. Right now, we know that the Queen is like all decrepit and messed up, and the collective is pretty much done. So it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to see the Borg anyway.
Mhm.
So we'll see. Let's move on to round 3. Giraffe messed up my everything. So it was a don't want, and now it's a
I
want.
go
Giraffe, hey, not your turn. Your want, another want for season 2.
Well, I feel that everything I want, I know that's gonna show up. Like I want more Janeway. I want to know what happened to Chakotay. I want to see you know what? I think they're gonna feed me. I think I want more Strange New Worlds, because Strange New Worlds did not give us Strange New Worlds in season 2. Let's be honest, we didn't get a lot of them. So animation gives so much freedom when it comes to inventing, crazy places, interesting aliens, like beautiful designs. So I think I want that. I want to see more Strange New Worlds, like we saw with the Enterpriseian, which is my favorite episode of Prodigy, let's be honest. Or the one where they go with the crystal entities.
Yes,
Plural,
that was
like-
yeah.
It was so gorgeous. And even just seeing the Medusans, that episode where we see the backstory of Zero, and we see the Medusan, how they float and shine and so on. So yeah, more Strange New Worlds. Give us Strange New Worlds.
I like that. I want more Strange New Worlds as well, because we don't get them in Strange New Worlds right now. So.
Yeah, we didn't get them so much.
Yeah. MC, a want.
I want somebody to wear the Spock visor thing so they can look at Zero.
Well, yeah,
No.
but seriously.
I mean, like, it's a joke, but also not a joke, because it would be, I mean, first of all, very lovely to have that come back. And also it'd be nice for Zero to be more accepted. I'm a big fan of Zero. Like, Zero is one of my favorite characters. That was actually a joke.
I like the joke. It worked out. Do you want that to be your want, or do you have another want?
I mean, the other thing that I want is for Robert Picardo to have a very big role, and for this new version of the Doctor to have developed quite a bit from the end of Voyager.
Yeah. No, I love that the Doctor is kind of going to be their new Janeway. They're going to have to deal with a little bit of Robert Picardo Doctor bedside manner, which is going to be interesting.
It's very different than the holographic Janeway.
Yeah. What are you doing with the microphone, beast? What we explained to
Losing
Cecily
it.
off mic before we started the rules of being on a podcast. And one of the rules is we don't play with the microphone, right? Right.
I
Boop your
just
nose like
don't.
Mariner does to Can you
I think
read?
you might have to teach Giraffe and I that,
I
because we
will.
touch our
You touch your
mics
mics all the time.
All the time.
Now bring
yeah.
it back, because I'm going to have you read something. Can you read?
Okay.
Where is it? Animation World Channels,
Okay.
right there.
I want more crossover between Lower Decks and Prodigy.
Yes.
Are they at the same time?
They're. I think Prodigy is a bit more into the future, but they're still.
Yeah.
But it's not that much more into the future. So those.
Yeah, because Lower Decks Voyager just came back, right? Like a year or two before
Mhm.
the
the first season. So that's like clearly several years after.
But like
Voyager
those guys
came
are
back.
probably still at least like lieutenants or lieutenant commanders. Like
Or
they
we
could
could
show
see
up.
Captain Mariner.
A Captain Mariner,
Mm.
yep, or but I would love that. Do you want to see Lower Decks characters on Prodigy?
Yes.
Who would you most like to see from Lower Decks on Prodigy?
Definitely Mariner and Boimler.
Those are your favorites. Yeah.
Admiral Freeman, she's most probably
There's
an
got to
admiral
be an
at that
admiral at
time.
that point,
And-
right?
I'm here for Tendi, like
yeah,
Tendi and
also
Rock.
Connection.
Oh,
I also
Tendi-
want
Tendi-
Tendi. Tendi is the best.
Tandy being a instructor at the academy.
Hey, yeah. But I like that idea of like a Tendi Rock combo. That would be really
Yeah,
fun to see.
like, come on, like, that's
Yeah.
like the perfect, like the most wholesome, like, perfect combination.
Yeah. Don says, I would like to see all the Lower Decks characters in Prodigy as well as the other way around. So, yep. I'm gonna mute your mic in a second, lady. All right, where are we? A want. Where are we on here? And should I just read Tara's? No, I'll wait on this one and talk about it with Tara's. A want.
I have a want.
You have a want? No, go ahead. You do your want.
want
You
more-
got to bring the mic out. You can't move the mic.
I want more characters, not just more bad guys. I want more characters.
You want people to like
I
join
want
their
more
crew?
people.
Like you want people
Yeah.
to join
Like
the
new
crew?
people?
More people.
New people.
New
New
people?
people.
Like new young kids to like be friends with them
Yeah.
and like be cadets?
Yeah.
So like maybe some Starfleet Academy cadets join them on Voyager?
Yes.
That actually could be something. If this is going to be like a training vessel, then like maybe there's other cadets that join them, and they're kind of like jockeying for like Janeway's
Attention.
Yeah. My want goes back to Janeway, and I really want to see how the relationship is going to change from them dealing with hologram Janeway, who was there and programmed to kind of nurture and help, to an Admiral Janeway who is looking for her long lost love, and also, she's she's older, she's wiser, she's an admiral. Like it's not like they're not on there with like any captain. Like Janeway is very important in Starfleet, so I think it's going to be a bit of a different relationship, and I want to see how much different it is, and if there's maybe some like pushback by Dahl and the kids, right? So.
Yeah, and I mean, like Janeway was always like lovely with like young kids, but also like Janeway could be tough, and especially like these guys, like they're Starfleet now, so Janeway's going to be expecting things.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
And she's so tough that Harry never got promoted.
Jeez. You gotta stop touching your microphone. Okay, can you read Jedi Cats Don't Want? Into the microphone.
Jedi Cat don't want. I don't want the show to fail to fall into or become too reliant on nostalgia.
That was actually almost really good. Nostalgia. Yeah, you almost got that. Great job.
Prodigy has done well with crafting original stories with the classic Trek elements, and I hope they continue to do so.
That's a fair comment. Like, I mean, I like all of like the Voyager stuff that's come up, and I liked seeing Okana and that kind of stuff, but not too much nostalgia. We've had a lot of nostalgia in some of the recent Trek series, so it's nice to have something that's a little fresher.
Yeah, agreed. And we have one more want from Chris. Who wants to read Chris's want?
Me.
Oh yeah, keep going. Go ahead.
I don't have the outline, so
There you go.
Where is it?
It's right here.
Right. Chris want. I want more of our characters' growth, which we know they will deliver.
What?
Yes.
I said will.
I want more of our characters' growth, which we know they will deliver. Right. And we've been talking about that. Like we're definitely gonna get that. So we're gonna move right into round 4. I think the rest is gonna be mailbag unless MC or Draft you have any more wants and don't wants that you want to discuss. Or Cecily.
no, I think everybody like covered it. Like
Yeah.
I do think the nostalgia thing is very valid.
Yeah.
Because let's move on. No.
Yeah.
I want season 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
6 and 7, and then some movies.
6 seasons in a movie.
Yep, 6 seasons in a movie. Let's move.
I have another don't want.
You have another don't want? Okay.
Yeah.
Give us your last don't want.
I think
You got to talk
I
to the
don't
mic.
want like I don't know how to say this. Like I don't want any like too dramatic scenes or I don't know.
So you want the show to be a little bit more lighthearted.
Yeah, like not too much dramatic. It's a little too dramatic.
She's not into the drama.
Not into the drama. I mean, listen, that finale was heavy.
It was, yeah.
Heavy.
But it was good, though.
Oh, it was amazing.
It was great, but you know.
I don't like that it just like stopped and that's it. And then I'm like, I want more.
She's
You
officially
don't like the
one of
concept
us.
of season. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're here with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Who you don't have the outline open, Giraffe?
I can have it.
Do you MC, do you have it open? You could
I
take the
do.
next one. Can you take Tara's mailbag, please?
Tara want. Prodigy is many wonderful things, but when thinking about this question, I have one image in my head in big, bold letters. Janeway and Chakotay. And I am looking forward to that journey and eventual reunion with a side of classic Janeway time travel recklessness, plus all of the characters' storylines. And more Murf, always.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love Murf.
This guy?
Definitely.
This person?
Yeah. There we go. That's Murf. We want more Murf. I don't want
Okay, I
the
have the
guy
outline.
in legs and arms. We want Murf.
Yes. Yes, we
Murf.
do.
We don't like the guy in legs and arms. We like
Oh,
Murf. We
you're
like
you're
Oh,
you're
you
putting the
want-
Murph
Oh.
argument in there.
We like original Murf.
Well, maybe with time travel.
Hey.
You know.
I do agree with Cecilia on this. Like, I'm not convinced by
original
the.
Murf.
I'm not
Yeah.
convinced with the
new Murf, Section 31 Murf.
I don't like the new Murf. I like Murf.
Oh, and a tribble.
What if
And a
we
tribble.
what if we got like a new Murf? Like what if every season there was like a like a-
Another evolution.
yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I don't know.
just
Jamal
like
Jamal
Murf.
wants more Ninja Murf to take out baddies. I kind of liked when Murf
They're
took out
not
the
called
Romulans.
baddies. They're called Romulans.
Romulans.
First of all.
You will say their name.
I want this Murf.
You want that Murf. Going back to the other subject though, we like Giraffe said, we ship Janeway and Chakotay in this house, and whether Robert Beltran is who he is, we like the character. We like them together. We need to see, because you know what, I also think that shipping fans got a little bit cheated in Picard season 3. Right?
Mhm.
They wanted to see like really Bev and Jean-Luc come to fruition.
Mhm.
And that didn't really happen. Like it's maybe hinted at in the finale, but like they've been going hard in season
Yeah.
1 and giving us hints that like this is a thing. Like Janeway didn't just have Voyager A built to be an exploration ship. She built that thing to go find Chakotay. So
Listen, if a man builds me a bathtub, I will find him.
Yeah.
I will cross the quadrant. That will happen.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't even like a huge JC fan until I watched Prodigy, and it was just so heavy and like everything. It's like, oh, Janeway's like she's in. So
yeah. Cecily is laughing at a chat. So can you read that chat, please?
Yes.
From
How about a Moopsie in Prodigy?
that's from Wayner.
Yes.
always
I want
Moopsie.
a Moopsie in Prodigy.
Never say never.
That would
Never
be
say never.
great.
It would. It would.
Yeah.
Moopsie and Murf being friends because like Murf can't get his bones sucked because no bones.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. There was
I
some
just
fan
saw
art.
another funny one.
Where? Read it.
Look, it says, I just saw a Murf versus Moopsie meme, and it was wonderful.
It was. I saw it on Twitter. It was actually really funny. Yeah. Draft, can you take Matt Harker's want and don't want to close out round 4, please?
Absolutely. Matt Harker wants and don't want. Thinking ahead to Prodigy Season 2, I really want them all to find their place. I want Dahl to discover his origin, Roktak to grow into confidence as she's building her intellect. I want more of Zero, and of course, more Janeway. It will be interesting to see how the crew adapts to real Janeway after Holo J's sacrifice. I definitely want more Ascensia and the return of the babycation. Last but not least, the new Voyager A. Matt, you wrote Protostar, so I corrected you.
I did.
Lol. I'm with Tara. I think we need a break from the Borg.
Yeah, I think that's a consensus. Just let's not have the Borg in a season.
I think Picard just like,
Yeah. Right?
outborged us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the mailbag.
Hailing frequencies open.
All right. And this is more just like, Prodigy mailbag, expectations, and about the Netflix pickup. So
May I read?
I'm going to have you read this one, okay? But first, MC is going to read Jedi Cats, please.
Jedi Cat wrote, I'm so glad that Netflix picked up Prodigy and that more young people will get to watch the show and experience the Star Trek universe. However, I worry that with the current state of the streaming model, Prodigy may not have found a permanent home. It's also not a great reflection on Paramount Plus, which has lauded itself as the home of all Star Trek. Still, it's great to have every Star Trek series available on streaming again. The tiny hints that have been dropped on social media make me so excited for season 2, and I can't wait to see what the creatives have come up with.
Indeed. And then Cecily, can you read Chris's mailbag? Gotta read into the mic.
I'm excited to see what references they tie in since they are serious cartoon, but still have that ability. I'm just generally excited about seeing what they bring to the table and what they are going to be able to make me feel emotionally as we explore this universe and these characters. I have a good feeling there's coffee in season 2 of Prodigy.
There better be. There better be. There better be. Love it. Love it. Thank you for that. You read that beautifully. And then
Thank you.
You're very
Thank you.
welcome. You're very welcome.
Bravo. Bravo to me.
She's going to be a theater major. It's decided.
I mean,
Yeah.
with
I'm
her
not.
parents, yeah.
You're not, yeah. Jamal writes, Murf is Moopsy's handler and BFF. Murf only unleashes the Moopsy to protect his friends and his ship.
I mean, Murf has no bones, so
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Draft, can you take us home with Colin D's, please?
yes. Colleen wrote, at first, I wasn't so fond of Prodigy. I didn't like Dahl. Julian
Same.
didn't like Dahl either.
I didn't like Doll
Yeah,
for a
same.
long time. Yeah.
I was very annoyed.
Why do you
with
guys
Jankom
not like Doll?
Well, just at the beginning of the show, he was
a bit he's a bit much.
He was a bit much and not very nice, and
Yeah,
he got better. He got better.
I think I was okay with Dahl since the beginning.
You were.
I
No,
don't
you were.
remember. Yeah,
I think you were.
was,
It was
yeah.
me and I think it was me and Eric who were very anti-doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
anti-doll.
It's okay. It's all right. Let's let Giraffe finish reading
Okay,
Colin's
Cecily,
mailbag.
I'm gonna start again the mailbag. Excuse me. Colin wrote, at first I wasn't so fond of Prodigy. I didn't like Dahl. I was very annoyed with Jankom Pog. My favorite character was and still is Zero. They have intelligence, compassion, and is willing to admit their limitation. They are willing to sacrifice themselves for their friends. I sincerely like the other characters, but they have all grown on me. Still don't really like Jankom.
Fair.
Overall, as Dahl grew on me and as I could see the brilliance of the show overall, I very much looked forward to every episode. The art is exquisite. In fact, though, I didn't have a huge desire to own this show. When its existence was threatened, I bought the Blu-rays of both halves just to support them. When I heard the news about Netflix, I was so glad and relieved. The executive needs to lean back on their stacks of money and leave our precious franchise alone.
A frickin' men, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Leave our Star Trek alone and just keep renewing it. Give us Discovery season 6 and 7 in a movie too while you're at it. You know, just saying. That is going to do it for this one. Before we go, I believe I said that we had one more giveaway.
I think you did.
I think I did. Is it possibly Prodigy season 1? What?
I don't have the Blu-ray, so can I win them?
No, you can't. Sorry.
Giraffe was in the chat, so
Giraffe
I
was in
was
the
in the
chat. That's
chat.
true. That's true.
I mean,
Yeah, no, sorry, Giraffe. You cannot
yeah,
win them.
sorry.
You could if you wanna, not be a host for a day, I'll put you in the running. No, I'm kidding, I won't. You can't win. So let's
I'm the one who gets fired around here, Giraffe.
That's true. That's true. Can
Okay.
you press that white button,
Okay,
Cecily?
I will. Can you?
No, can you just press it? Thank you.
Okay. And we're spinning the wheel of doom.
Of Doom. Okay. I think it's gonna
Starfleet.
wait for it. Take your mic.
Starfleet.
So hail.
Starfleet. So hail.
Congratulations. You win.
Congrats.
Yeah, you win season 1 of Prodigy on Blu-ray. Congrats. That's awesome. Bravo. Also, send us your details and we will get those shipped out to you. That's going to do it, guys. Cecily, did you have fun?
Yes, I had the most fun.
Goodbye.
But
She's already saying
you
goodbye.
have been a very fun host to have.
Sahil's so excited. Yay, I'm excited for you.
I'm
Yay.
the host for a day.
You're the host for a day. That's right. Join us, guys, next Thursday, this coming Thursday, for our review and deep dive of the Star Trek Lower Decks Season 4 finale. I'm guessing it's going to be pretty freaking epic. This one has been loving this season of Lower Decks, watching with us. So
We still haven't received any screener.
We still
No
haven't,
screener.
no.
I'm guessing Monday.
Oh, it's gonna be
Yeah,
a big
probably
one.
Monday.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
Monday. And then if you're looking for the podcast version of the show, just gonna have to wait one extra day. It'll be available on Monday afternoon. So if you can't wait to watch it again, you can go and rewatch the stream of this one. So, yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. For
Happy
MC,
Halloween.
Happy Halloween, guys! Have
Happy
a safe
Halloween,
Halloween. Have fun trick or treating. I hope everybody sends us pictures of your awesome costumes. They don't have to be Star Trek. So for Cadet Cecily, for Commander MC, for Captain Giraffe, I am Julian. Live long and prosper, Majram, and good night.
Goodbye.